Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. These encouraging words are found in the 4th chapter of the book of James. But this statement is not without conditions that we should really pay attention to. As Paul writes in his letter to the Ephesians, that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and rulers of the darkness of this world and spiritual wickedness in high places. So certainly, if there are conditions to being able to resist the devil such that he will flee from us, we should pay attention. Now, we find around this statement in the book of James that as we step away from it, both in the words that follow and in the words that are before it, we have parallels and contrasts that help us to understand the path to this statement a little bit better. First, we find that he says, submit yourselves to God. And on the other side of the statement to resist, we find that if we draw near to God, he will draw near to us. Now, this is a very, very important. If we aren't submitted to God, if we aren't drawing near to him, then no effort to resist the devil will be effective. Now, how do we submit to God, and how do we draw near to him? James also says that we should cleanse our hands, ye sinners. Now, on the other side of this, he says that God gives grace to the humble. Now, overcoming sin is essential to the Christian life, and grace is not simply unmerited favor. Though this is true in a sense, it's not a biblical definition. When we look at how grace is used in the Bible, we find that grace is a power that we receive through Christ that helps us to overcome sin. Next, James says that we should purify our hearts, ye double-minded. Well, what is this double-mindedness speaking of? We back up a little bit further in chapter 4, and we find that he says that those who are friends with the world are enemies of God. Wow! He also calls them adulterers and adulteresses. This would be anyone that professes to be a Christian and a follower of Christ, yet still has an attachment and a love for the world. They're called an adulterer. And no such person is going to receive the grace that they need from God to be able to overcome sin that will allow them to submit themselves to God and draw near to him, to then be able, through the authority of Jesus Christ, to resist the devil so that he will flee from them. God bless.